Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, and hate leads to suffering. And you can say what you want about, that's just from a movie. It's just a movie, Justin. Okay, yeah, the quote itself came from a movie, you're right. The movie itself is not real life. But the quote itself, it is real life. It is. Heck, I'll give you an example that recently happened to me. I went to a doctor, like a new primary, and she told me that my heart rate was higher than it should have been. Now, keep in mind, I was sick as one could be. I was anxious, probably dehydrated, I had major anxiety. So, it's gonna be higher than normal. And just for reference too, I took my heart rate the other day, perfectly normal. So, just to throw that in there. But this doctor told me that I need to be put on a heart monitor. And so I did for a few days. And, I ended up taking it off after realizing insurance doesn't cover it, and I was kind of thinking to myself the whole time, this is a bit ridiculous. I texted her, saying, are you sure it doesn't have anything to do with me being anxious or sick? She said, nah, usually doesn't. And she said, I didn't even know you were sick, even though I was hacking up a storm in her office. And she ended up responding with giving me some attitude, saying that I'm not taking things seriously, and that I need to take better care of my health, and that she's not gonna keep doing this with me, and that I should find someone new. Yeah, she got real attitude with me, and I was like, I'm not gonna stick with a primary doctor who's gonna talk to me like this, especially after telling her that I took my heart rate a few times, after feeling better and after being calmed down, and that it was completely normal, because it was. Unless 70s isn't normal, or 80s, but no, it's normal. Anyway, when I first got put on the heart monitor, my parents were like, oh, that's really weird. I've never even heard of anything like that, unless you had a possible serious heart problem. And then I started thinking in my own head, what if I do have a serious heart problem? What if there's something wrong? What if something's going bad? And then I started going down the path of, what if I had to get open heart surgery? And I went completely off the rail, bro. I went completely off the rail in my own mind. And I started talking to my parents about this, and telling them my concerns, except it's not like I was having a sit-down conversation. I was starting to get fired up. I was starting to get fired up and riled up, and then I ended up, taking out my frustration on them, and basically taking out my anger on them. And, they put their foot down as they should. They said, basically we got in a whole fight about this, and I was put in my place pretty darn hard, as I should have been. Basically them saying, no, Justin, you're blowing this way out of proportion. You are being absolutely over the top. You need to calm the, freak down. You're not going to sit here and take it out on us like this. This is not fair to us. They gave me what I deserved. I'll be honest. I blew it completely out of proportion. And a big part of that was I was insanely annoyed and frustrated, because I'd never heard of anything like this. The old doctor I went to for 22 years has never mentioned one thing about you need to be put on a monitor because there's something wrong with your heart. Dude, I was anxious and I was sick as one could possibly be. My heart rate's gonna be higher. Then this primary doctor, she ended up giving a bad attitude. She ended up prescribing someone that I know the wrong medication, and if they took that medication, it could have ended very badly. I even looked it up. It said, if you were prescribed this, but you used to take this, do not take this med. She prescribed the wrong med. So I don't know what was going on with her, or what she was thinking, what was going through her head, but prescribing wrong meds to people, giving a bad attitude, and just, it just blows my mind that some healthcare workers will do that. It's really sad. It's really sad. But anyway, from my fear, right, my fear of having to get open heart surgery, or go through some super expensive, insane procedure, and blowing things way out of proportion, even though I've been completely healthy all these years, and out of nowhere I just got to be put on a heart monitor, right? Anyway, from that fear of what if it goes down the worst humanly possible path, it led to my frustration, right, which turned into anger, and that anger was taken out on, I took it out on people that I love and care about, and even on myself too. I mean, I was really ticked off and frustrated. And then what happened? I got put in my place, and for about a day, I just kind of backed off from like my parents. Part of me inside, I kind of felt this hatred. But after talking to God a little bit and like coming back to earth, basically, I realized, I'm like, dude, what am I doing? What am I saying? What am I thinking? What am I doing? What are you doing, Justin? Why are you doing this? You blew yourself completely out of proportion over that, the past couple days, the past few days. What are you doing, Justin? I had to like slap myself upside the back of the head and basically come back to earth. And I ended up realizing that number one, I was put in my place as I deserved. Number two is that I blew myself way out of proportion. Sure, yeah, I'm here to become a better man. I'm here to, build a closer relationship with God, get closer to my family, just become a better man overall in life. But hey, man, we're all human. We ain't perfect. I ain't perfect, and I will gladly just be straightforward with you right here. Is that I'm not even close to the definition of perfect, and I blew things completely out of proportion. But at least this storm that I brought upon led to a learning lesson, right? That's always a good part of it. But what happened was that fear of just an expensive medical procedure or some kind of open heart surgery or like all these fears that were running through my mind. The fears itself led to extreme frustration, which led to anger, and that anger led to a little bit of hatred inside. Hatred for the doctor, right? Because she's a whack job, and then hatred for, my parents. And I don't hate anyone. I just felt the hatred at the time. I was super ticked off. But obviously, I hope and pray for the best for that doctor. I hope and pray that, healthy people don't go and see her. I hope and pray that no one goes and sees her. like no one. I guess I should say trusts her with their life. I should say, because dang, that's hard. I hope and pray that no one trusts her with their life. I guess that's how I should put it. I hope and pray that, she can get back on her feet or go carry out the purpose she has, or, just love and comfort brought upon her. But nah, man, we can't be seeing doctors like that. Man, it'd probably be better to trust AI more than her. Respectfully. But because that was just the roughest experience I've had with a doctor. I mean, it's just major attitude, hearing that she's prescribing the wrong meds. That was rough, man. That was rough. But nonetheless, hope and pray that just, hey, things go as well as they can for her. And that anyone who sees her ends up being all right, because dang. Anyway, and of course, like, I love my parents, and I've let go of that anger that I had for them for like a day, and I've let go of the anger that I had for a doctor. I texted her saying, yeah, I'm not gonna do all these things, and I'll find someone new. So thank you. That's just how I ended it. So, yes, I was hateful at the time of my anger, but gratefully, by the grace of God, I've let go of that, and we're doing all right now. So now we just got to find a new primary, and obviously go forth remembering this experience to not just start freaking out. And in fact, the very next day after like all this kind of dramatic stuff happened, because I was on the heart monitor for a few days, and then I was kind of like getting a little bit more dramatic about it over like the weekend that I was on it, and then the last day that I was on it, I got overly dramatic, and that's when all that happened. And then the next day, I see my oil light come on. It says time to get an oil change, and in my head right away, I'm thinking to myself, whoa, I just got an oil change a month and a half ago. Why is this light coming on? Okay, there better not be something wrong with my car. There better not be something wrong with the oil. I can't afford expensive repair. I can't do this right now. I can't afford like a giant oil leak or have my car be towed. And I instantly recognized these thoughts. And I just right when I recognized them, I stopped everything. It's like I put up a wall in my mind where all these intrusive thoughts and anxiety thoughts were coming in, and I just put up a wall to block it and said, stop. I don't even know what's going on yet. I'm diagnosing this car, and I don't even know what's happening yet. All I know is that the light came on. Let's take this step by step. So I pulled over, right? And I took out the dipstick. Oil, perfectly nice and clean amber. Oil level, completely full. Underneath the car, no oil leak. And I just checked again this morning, no oil leak. You know what happened? They forgot to reset the light. They forgot to like reset the oil light timer. And I was sitting there about to start flipping out about there's something wrong with my car, and knowing how my anxiety and intrusive thoughts can impact sometimes, knowing me, I would have taken this thing to a car shop and had it inspected. But thankfully, I put up that wall just in time. Well, yeah, I put up the wall in time for me to say, hey, stop, let's see what's going on first, and then we'll talk. And all it turned out to be was just a faulty timing of the light. Oil's fine. Color's clean, level's good, no leaks anywhere, no nothing. It was just a mistimed oil light because we forgot to reset it last time. So it goes to show how fear can blow everything out of proportion, bro. It can blow everything out of proportion, and that's where you start to go to the dark side. Because the fear, it blows things out of proportion, which leads to frustration and anger, and that anger leads to hate, and the hate leads to suffering. So yeah, sure, that quote may have been from a fictional movie. That quote may have just been from a movie. But that quote is real life, man. It's real life. You let your fears get out of proportion, it's gonna lead you to the dark side. In some way or another. It doesn't mean you're gonna become this evil, demonic, dude. But it's gonna turn you to the dark side in some way, shape, or form. Whether it be that, you become an angry and hateful person, whether it be that you just become someone who suffers all the time because you let your intrusive anxiety thoughts win, you let your fear win, even though 98% of the time, okay, if I had to estimate, 95 to 99% of the time, everything that we worry about never happens. And the things that do happen, God gets us through it all, bro. He always has and always will. Look at the things that you feared about happening. Look at all the storms you went through in your life that you've gotten through. So every storm that you go through is not going to be any different than the one you went through. Because that's just the goodness of God, man. Like, most of the stuff that let's just say most instead of an exact percentage. Most of the stuff that we fear or worry about never ends up happening. And even if it does, we get through it. We fight through it. We take the beatings. We fight back. And we take God's hand through it all, man. And He just leads us through it. We live as men would live. So it doesn't mean you can never feel afraid again. What it does mean is that don't let your fear control you. When you feel afraid, understand something. Is it a logical fear? If there's a line in front of my face and I'm feeling afraid, is it logical? Yeah, because my body's sending me into fight or flight mode to either hopefully beat the heck out of this lion or run faster than it could, pounce at you, right? That's what fear has always been. That's why God instilled adrenaline to us as a fight or flight response, bro. But in today's world, with anxiety and all that stuff and panic and stuff like that, a lot of times our fears just get blown out of proportion. And a lot of the times we just believe our intrusive thoughts without even thinking about it first. Intrusive thoughts come upon, fears and worries and stress comes upon, and we just believe it without even having proof of it or without even thinking about it. Or without even knowing if it's gonna happen or not. We just believe it. Oh my gosh, my car is gonna break down. I'm gonna have an expensive repair. My oil's leaking. I didn't even look yet, man. I didn't even look yet. Oh man, I'm gonna have to have open heart surgery. I'm gonna have to have some expensive medical procedure. Who came up with that conclusion? Yeah, your own mind, Justin. Just because your heart rate was fast because you were anxious and sick and probably dehydrated? Really, Justin? And your heart rate's totally normal now? Look at that. So yeah, man, from the doctor experience, be careful who you listen to, be careful who you trust. From my own experience, be careful that you don't let your fears control you. And be careful of believing fear over the actual truth. Because a lot of the times our fears are just lies to us. And a lot of the times the things we fear and worry about don't even end up ever happening anyway. And if they do, the truth is that God gets us through it all. And the real truth is that fear likes to lie to us a lot. It likes to think worst case scenarios so that way we can prepare. And there's nothing wrong with preparing, But there is something wrong with, being completely afraid for your life and you're just blowing things out of proportion and preparing for things that have no sign of even happening. It's like, okay, that's just, it's like if I were to go prepare for a tornado right now. Sunshine, blue skies, yeah, a couple little wispy clouds in the sky, but why would I prepare for a tornado? That's the exact comparison I can give you. Heart rate's a little fast. I'm preparing for open heart surgery, bro. Skies are blue. I'm preparing for a tornado. No logic at all, right? But that just goes to show the power that, the dark side can have over you if you let it take control of you. That's why being in control of our lives and our emotions and ourselves is so important as men. Sometimes you can't control anxiety or fear when it comes upon, but what you can control is what you're going to do with it. Are you going to believe all the lies it tells you? Are you going to believe everything it tells you? Or are you going to believe the real truth, right? Are you going to believe the real truth? Oh, I guess I could do this. The real truth, right? That's what we got to decide in the end. And if there's anything that I've learned, it's that. Especially over the past few days. So let's go forth. Being better at controlling our fear doesn't mean we can never be afraid. It just means we cannot let it control us or manipulate us or lie to us. But rather, we got to believe the real truth, right? And understand that most of the stuff we fear never happens, and the stuff that does happen, hey, we fight through it, man, because we're men, and God gets us through it. That's just how we roll, bro, and that's how we got to keep rolling. So, that being said, it's time for our Bible reading. Continuing where we left off, let me see. All right, Mark 13:14. When you see the abomination that causes desolation, standing where it does not belong, let the reader understand. Then let those who are in Judah flee to the mountains. Let no one on the housetop go down or enter the house to take anything out. Let no one in the field go back to their cloak. How dreadful it will be in those days for pregnant women and nursing mothers. Pray that this will not take place in winter, because those will be the days of distress unequaled from the beginning, when God created the world, until now, and never to be equaled again. If the Lord has not cut short those days, no one would survive. But for the sake of the elect, whom he has chosen, he has shortened them. At that time, if anyone says to you, "Look, here is the Messiah," or "Look, there is he," do not believe it, for false messiahs and false prophets will appear and perform signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. So be on your guard. I have told you everything ahead of time. But in those days following that distress, the sun will be darkened and the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from the sky and the heavenly bodies will be shaken. At that time, people will see the Son of Man coming in clouds with great power and glory. And he will send his angels and gather his elect from the four winds, from the ends of the earth to the ends of the heavens. Now learn this lesson from the fig tree. As soon as its twigs get tender and its leaves come out, you know that summer is near. Even so, when you see these things happening, you know that it is near, right at the door. Truly I tell you, this generation will certainly not pass away until all these things have happened. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away. Amen to that. Amen. But about that day or hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. Be on guard, be alert. You do not know when that time will come. It's like a man going away. He leaves his house and puts his servants in charge, each with their assigned task, and tells the one at the door to keep watch. Therefore, keep watch, because you do not know when the owner of the house will come back, whether in the evening or at midnight or when the rooster crows or at dawn. If he comes suddenly, do not let him find you sleeping. What I say to you, I say to everyone. Watch. If he comes suddenly, do not let him find you sleeping. What I say to you, I say to everyone. Watch. We always got to be on guard, or always got to be on a lookout. Because Jesus can come back any day now, But a lot of people like to say things like, "Oh, Jesus, here's a sign that Jesus is coming back in 2026, and then here's a sign that Jesus will come back during our lifetime." It's like, dude, we don't know. So you don't gotta fall for like those clickbait videos or anything, or don't feel bad about passing it up, or like those videos where it's like Jesus says click this video now, otherwise he will hate you, or something like stuff like that. I hate those videos, bro. I don't like those videos where they try to like manipulate you, like you must click this now, otherwise you know you will pass up Jesus's message. Just like bro, what? That's just manipulate. I can't stand those videos. So if you see any videos like I don't know, you know, 2026 is maybe the year Jesus is coming back, or here's the signs that Jesus is coming back in your life, don't skip, otherwise you will die, or like you will not be forgiven, or you know, just stuff like that. Those kind of clickbaity. Don't feel bad about passing up those videos, bro. I pass them up all the time because you know what? A lot of the number one are just AI made. Because there's been a couple times where I've clicked on it. I have clicked on them, mostly out of curiosity, or when I used to kind of fall for like the fear tactics. Most of them were just AI created, or just like a robotic monotone voice. I'm like, what is this, bro? They're like what is this? So it's like, you don't gotta feel bad, you know, about ever passing up that stuff. Yeah, I know that kind of came out of nowhere, but I mean, you know, I just thought about when he said, always keep watch, right? And then, yeah, I see all these videos like all over the place, or all these articles, you know, signs Jesus is coming back this year, or next year, or in our lifetime. Don't skip. And then I start thinking about those videos where it's like, you know, Jesus says do not skip, otherwise he will not forgive you. And it's like, bro, what are you saying? like what is this, bro? What kind of AI garbage is this? Or I can't stand that, man. No, that ain't how Jesus works. Let me just tell you from experience, from what I've learned, from what I've read, that's not how Jesus works. Not to say that I can speak for him, but what I can speak is on behalf of his word, just from what he's given to us and what he's taught me. So no, it's not about using fear to like manipulate you or stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, always keep watch, always be on guard. Honestly, let's go forth just living the best lives we can as men, becoming the best men we can. If we screw up and we sin and we make mistakes, hey, you know what? We repent of our sins, we forgive ourselves, and we just move on, man. You know, that's it. That's how we ought to live. You know, simple, yet, you know, taking it seriously, but also having fun with it too, right? So, let's just go forth, becoming the best men we can be, and living the best, most meaningful lives we can live. That's just how we gotta do it, man. We're gonna screw up, we're gonna make mistakes, we're gonna sin, we're gonna do stupid things, whatever. You know, that's what Jesus died for us for. So you know what we do? We repent, we forgive ourselves, and we move on. That's it. Just have fun with life. You know, do your best to be your best, and that's it. Like, it's as simple as that, man. But yeah, our fears and our worries and anxieties like to just make it so overcomplicated. So no reason to listen to them. We got to go forth remembering that too, because I know I can definitely work on that part, the whole anxiety part. But other than that, yeah, this has been the mission. So let's go become the greatest men we can be, and you know, not live by fear, but rather live by faith. So that being said, I will see you tomorrow to continue the mission.